from the beginning till the end, from the beginning till the end. Okay, maybe I'll try to play in slower tempo, then a little bit in faster tempo, then finally I'll arrive to the destination, you know. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Valerie and I'm your violin teacher. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe and press the bell. Like this you will get notification when new video will be available for you. And in general I have so many playlists with beginner violin lessons, intermediate violin lessons, music theory lessons, bow technique, and so many other cool stuff as well. Don't forget that also you can find me on Instagram, valeriiavoitko. Actually, I have there pretty much big community already. If you want, you can ask me some advice, or if you have any questions, so just follow me on Instagram. You know, one of the most asking question on Instagram is I'm practicing a lot, but I don't see results. What should I do? What can I do to see the results? The thing is, sometimes teachers, they're not explaining their students how they should practice at home. Okay, you have a lesson with the teacher explaining the things, how to do, what to do, and so on, but they're not actually explaining you how to work on the certain part or piece at home. Why it is important to practice home correctly? You see, you're spending only 1 hour with your teacher, sometimes 2 hours per week, sometimes 3 hours per week, it depends on the situation. And the rest, it's all your job. It's everything on you. So you have to practice home to see the results. And when you think that you're practicing, but you're not practicing the correct way, you're losing a lot. You're losing your precious time. And I'm not talking time like time, okay, 1 hour, 2 hours. You're losing time for learning something new. You're losing time for improving yourself as a musician, as a violin player. So the first mistake that everybody does, and I did by myself too when I was a kid, and sometimes I'm doing it now, but that means either I really don't have a mood to practice, or I don't have time to practice, you know. And this I'm just playing from the beginning till the end. The same thing you are doing, you just playing from the beginning till the end. This thing not gonna help you at all. This thing might help you only at the end of the process, let's say, of a learning piece. So when you're playing from the beginning till the end, you want to see how resistant you are, you know, if you can play a piece from the beginning till the end. But when you have a lot of work inside of the piece, it just lost time. So the first thing that you want to do, you want to divide that piece on smaller parts. And it's not only about the piece. If you have a passage, you know, you want to divide that passage on the small piece. If you have a part of concerto, you want to divide that part on smaller pieces, on phrases, and work on separate parts. While you're working on the small parts, in the meantime, try to learn those small parts by heart. It's well known that we are learning faster and better when we know small parts by heart, or the big parts by heart. The same like a huge passage, yeah? It's one thing when you're trying to play notes and you're looking in the notes. It's one thing when you're trying to play that passage by heart. You know what kind of notes you're playing, so you can take it further and already start to work on the passage, on the string crossing, on the intonation. But the other thing, when you're still looking in the notes and trying to figure out what kind of notes you are playing. So while you are learning what kind of notes you are playing in the passage, in the phrase, or in the part, doesn't matter, you want to learn by heart. And the easiest way to not try to learn a big chunk of music from the beginning till the end by heart. When you're working on the piece on small parts, you took small part, you start to learning, try to learn it by heart as well. Will be much more easier. And when the big chunk is divided on small parts, and you know already all those small parts, it will be much easier to combine all those small parts in big piece. When you are practicing that small part, doesn't matter what it is, it's just intonation, or it's double stops, or I don't know, it's a bowing or something like this. Don't just repeat from the beginning till the end. The same, don't just repeat like a machine from the beginning till the end. Try to figure out what is the cause of the problem that you have in this part. If it's intonation, look, maybe something wrong with your left hand. Maybe the positioning of your left hand is not right. Sometimes when you're playing the double stops, you have to find not even notes on your fingerboard. You have to find the right position of your hand. If it's a bowing, if it's a bow stroke, and you cannot play it, something is wrong with it. You know, for example, you have a long passage on staccato. See, maybe something is wrong with my right hand. Why cannot I perform this bow stroke? So always try to analyze why I have this, why I cannot do this, how I can fix it. Other thing that I've noticed that students, they're neglecting this thing, they're not doing notes. Okay, while you are small, if it's a 6 years old kid or 7 or 8, something like this, of course kid won't do some notation in his notes. So usually it's a teacher job to put a finger number, or to put somewhere legato or piano, dynamic, something like this. But if you are already a teenager or adult, always when you are working on a piece, do a notes. Okay, here, for example, it's a small, I don't know, 2 bars, 3 bars. You have some problem there. One note you're playing out of tune. Mark with the pencil that note. So you see that this is the problem. This is the note that you're playing out of tune. Or maybe your teacher wants to hear in a certain place some more marcato or more staccato, something regarding the bow strokes. Make a note. Like this, when you come home, you won't forget about it. Or if you don't know how to make a note, just ask your teacher to do it for you. When you're learning a passage, or when you're learning double stops, or you're learning new bow stroke, or new rhythmic combination of the notes, try to invent as many as possible variations for you to learn that particular place. So try to invent challenges for yourself, because if you play just from the beginning till the end, okay, maybe I'll try to play in slower tempo, then a little bit in faster tempo, then finally I'll arrive to the destination, you know. No, try to challenge yourself with this particular place. Try to play different bow strokes, try to play different rhythm. All the time try to complicate things for yourself. And then, when you try to play that small place, how it's actually written in the notes, it will be heaven for you, believe me. Talking about the tempos, never practice in the fast tempos. If you can play a particular place in slow tempo, you will be able to play in the fast. So it's always better to learn things in slower tempo. It's always better to learn with the metronome. We are human beings, we are not the machines. We don't have that program in us, you know, like in a computer or something, or Terminator, you know, to play exactly in tempo, in the right tempo. We are humans. Sometimes we feel like we want to run. Sometimes we feel like today it's a slow day, so the tempo maybe will be slower than usually. The best friend is a metronome for you, and the best that you can do, you can practice in the slower tempos. Otherwise, if you play all the time fast, at one point you'll realize that you cannot play even fast anymore, because your fingers, they will be tired, your brain will be tired, because you are playing all the time fast and your brain don't have time to think. And when you are taking a new piece and trying to learn it, your brain cannot process all new information that you are giving. So first, learn slow, understand what you are doing and why you are doing, and then step by step use faster tempos, playing faster tempos. Remember that in quality practicing, the most important thing is not how many hours you're practicing. You know, you are not a pilot of airplane. For the pilots, it's important how many hours they had training and how many hours they fly. For us, the important thing to be concentrated. If you practice only 1 hour and you are so concentrated, believe me, you will be able to do many useful things for you. If you practice for 4 hours and you notice like, oh, okay, there is a bee. Oh, and there, the car just passed next to my house. You're not concentrated. So these 4 hours will be about nothing. Remember, better to practice 1 hour but be fully concentrated than to practice 4 hours and okay, you just can't put a mark that you practice 4 hours. Other thing that I want to mention, not many teachers agree with that, but I've noticed that on myself. If you feel sick, especially if you have a fever, it's better to not practice, because sometimes when we have a fever, you never know how our muscles will react. I know cases that people, my colleagues actually from the high school or from conservatory, they were practicing while they had a fever, and after they had some muscular pains. You know, we are violin players. It always was about our hands, about our muscles. Everything is so connected, so you have to be very careful. You have to know your body very good to practice when you have a fever or when you feel bad. So if you're a beginner and you haven't learned yet how your body works while you're practicing, don't practice, better feel better. better, yeah, so better feel okay and then practice. I hope, guys, this video was useful for you and it will help you somehow now or maybe in the future. Don't forget, if you're not subscribed yet, please subscribe it, press the bell, like this you will know when new video will be on my YouTube channel. And of course, put thumbs up, like this I'll know that you like what I'm creating, you like my videos, you like my topics, you like me. Don't forget to practice. Bye!